everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. At the club, Diane tells Jack they should be able to move back into the house in a couple of weeks. Jack barely answers. She notices he's distracted and asks what's going on. Jack's just got a lot on his mind and claims it's work. Diane isn't buying it. "It's not Kyle, is it?" Jack says no, and he's proud of his son for being unfazed by Victor's interference in his relationship. Diane crabs about the mustache. Jack turns the topic back to the house. He can't wait to get home. Diane warns him not to drive by. She wants him to see it for the first time with her. Jack's excited and looking forward to the unveiling. Jack teases that he's had a little trouble putting trust in Diane and her renovation, but he thinks he's over it. She knows it's been hard on him, but the results will be worth it. "I won't let you down." She knows something else is bothering him, something he's not telling her. Nate joins Damien and Holden at the jazz club. Damien tells Holden that someone is spreading misinformation about his connection to Aristotle Dumas. "Whoever it is wants to make Lily believe I can't be trusted." "Holden, you wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?" Holden asks if he's suggesting he's spreading information. "Why would I do anything to make you look bad?" Damien says maybe because he's upset that they came to Geno City and it turned their lives upside down. Holden would tell him if he felt that way. Holden questions him, no longer trusting him. He used to value his opinion and friendship. All of a sudden he's short with him and making accusations. "You're a different man. There's only one reason I can think of why that might be. Are you behind this, Nate?" Nate asks why he'd have a problem with their friendship. Holden thinks it's because of his past with Audra. Nate says that's the past. Damien tells Holden he needs to back off. Holden complains about Damien changing again. Nate says he's missing the point. Someone is clearly feeding Lily misinformation about Damien. Holden asks, "Why don't you interrogate her?" Nate says good idea and pulls out his phone. Damien asks Holden if he didn't feed Lily the lies. Does he have any idea who did? Who would have it in for his boss? At Crimson Lights, Chloe asks Sally how things are going with Billy. Sally says they're getting along, and things are good. Chloe asks, what did he do now? Sally sighs and tells her that despite all her warning, Billy is determined to work with Phyllis. Chloe agrees there's reason for concern. She whispers about the time she got Kevin to help her move a body. Sally doesn't even want to know. Chloe asks if she thinks she's making a play for Billy. Sally's not worried about that. She just thought he was getting rid of the anger and focusing on his new company. Phyllis hasn't done anything directly, but apparently there's a questionable deal being dangled in front of his face, and she doesn't trust Phyllis to be a good influence. She wishes he'd make the decision without her input. Chloe thought he was smarter than to let Phyllis into his inner circle. She decides that Sally needs to get Phyllis out of Billy's orbit for good, for his sake and the sake of his company. Chloe thinks if anyone can push Phyllis out of the picture, it's Sally. The redhead asks if Chloe's suggesting she resort to her old ways. Chloe says Phyllis is a time bomb and needs to be stopped before she blows up Billy's business. Sally won't stoop to her level. Chloe thinks she just needs to give her enough rope and nudge in the wrong direction so Billy can see he's making a mistake. Sally's not ready to move like that. "What if it blows up in my face?" Chloe counsels that he just needs to be careful. Sally decides she's not that woman anymore. "That was my past." Chloe says fine, but warns her not to complain when Phyllis leads her man off a cliff. Billy joins Phyllis at Society and asks if she's OK. He tells her the deal with Dumas could be beneficial for both of them. Phyllis says she did some research on Dumas and found out nothing. A big fat zero. How is someone so wealthy able to fly under the radar? Billy thinks wealth can buy anonymity. Phyllis says it can also cover up crimes. Why does he want to be involved with this guy? She asks him to prove that Dumas is on the level by sharing the secret he promised to keep.